Hi everyone, Jeri Bellini here. Welcome to the little house. I have to think about where I am. The little house in Pennsylvania. I'm home this week. I came home last Wednesday. So yeah, a week ago. Because I wanted to spend Mother's Day with my husband and Mr. B. And my two of my girls. My third girl, she already had plans. So yeah, so I came home and as you know from last week's visual diaries, I had a blast. I've been having a blast. So I decided to stay a little longer. I'm going to stay until next week because I have a date with my oldest daughter. So she's going to bring Lila over, on Monday. So I'm going to stay for that. And then I'll go back to the beach. And then Brian will come down a couple days later. Anyway, I'm just having my cuppa with you. I hope you're having some kind of beverage or stitching while we're having our little visit. And I just wanted to catch you up on my week. So today's Wednesday, May 14th. And let's see. So this is visual diary number 8. I fixed all the numbers, so sorry about that. And I know you don't care. Monday, what did I do on Monday? Oh, I had an appointment. I had to have a test taken. And that's one of the reasons I came home as well, to do that. And I'll share that with you at another time. Right now I'm getting fact finding. I'm getting all my information together from the results of the test. And at our age, we're getting tests all the time, aren't we? Ugh. Anyhow, it's raining out today really hard. So that was a sidebar. So that's what I did Monday. And after the test, Brian and I took a ride over to visit his parents for Mother's Day, because we spent Mother's Day at the flea market and then with my daughter. So we went over to see them, and they live in our old neighborhood. So that's not that far, half an hour, 35 minutes. So we went there, we had a nice visit with them. It was really lovely. And after that, we stopped on the way home. We stopped at a thrift shop that we used to go to when we lived over there. Yeah, we can't pass a thrift shop without stopping. So we did that. And I did get a couple more pairs of trousers and a couple skirts, I think. But I'm really finding it difficult because most of the clothing nowadays is synthetic. And yeah. And I learned something interesting when I was at my test. I had to take off my clothes for the test. And I said, why do I have to do that? Because the test wasn't like invasive. And they said, well, nowadays there's copper in your clothes. Could be, potentially. The stretchy clothes that we wear sometimes? There's copper in there. I never heard of that. So, yeah, I thought that was weird. And it made me think, when I go to the thrift store and I'm looking at all these synthetics, what are we putting on our body? I mean, seriously. Anyway, all right, that was a sidebar. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee now to calm down. No, seriously, I'm calm. Because I'm reading a book I wanted to share with you, and it's called Let Them by Mel Robbins, I believe. Yeah, I believe it's Mel Robbins. I'll put the link down in the description below. I listen to audio books, and I've been listening to her. You gotta read it, go to the library, get it, or listen to it, because it really is a way of just letting go. When people are doing stupid things that are irritating, you just go, let them. And then you have to back that up with let me. So if somebody's doing something, because remember we had this conversation, I think it was 2 weeks ago, about the campground and the cable and stuff. And I started to get really upset about it, and I went like a little crazy. I started to think, and I was talking to my girls about it. I was thinking, Jeri, you can't let everything really upset you. Yes, you want to help people that need help. So, anybody that needs help, I'm right there. But that kind of stuff really gets to me, and, I got upset. And so it was through that, my daughter was telling me about this book she was reading, Let Them. And anyway, it's really good advice. So now it's funny. Brian and I will be riding along. Somebody will cut him off or something. And normally, you know, you would get mad. And if you got to read the book, I go, let them. So that sounds kind of weird. You have to say, let them. And then you have to say, let me. So just for example, somebody cuts you off and now you're really angry. Most of us would be upset or angry. And so instead of getting yourself all worked up, it's no good for your body, right? The stress, you just say, let them, but then you follow it up with, now let me. So now what I would do is if somebody's driving erratically and they're trying to get me to go faster or whatever, I would say, let them. And then what I would do is let me move out of their way into another lane, or just pull over and let them get in front of me and let it go. Okay? Read the book. It's so good. It just has given me like this little bit of inner peace about things and people that do stupid things. Like I said, you want to help people that need help, but I don't have to be the justice warrior either and get myself all worked up. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'll put the link for the book in the description box below. Like I said, I saw it on Audible, but then you can look it up and get it from the library. All right, so what else? So that was Monday, flea market. Then we came home and yeah, we just kind of was lazy. I didn't feel like cooking, so we got some takeout. And then Tuesday, what did I do? Oh, Tuesday, I spent most of the day laying on the couch. Yeah, I was a little worked up. So I have to do some research for the test that I took. So, and don't please, I'll be fine. It's going to be all good. And I'm going to share it with you at some point, but not just yet. So, yeah, it was just plopping. You know how you get like a little out of sorts. I got a little out of sorts. So I have this little friend, and you know who you are, and you're out there in YouTube world watching. That was good enough. She always cheers me. I love to just see her little face. So I said, will you Zoom with me? So we did a little Zoom, and it was lovely. And yeah, I felt like 100 times better when I got off the Zoom with her. And I'm feeling much better today about things. We all have something, don't we? We're getting older. I'm 69. I'm going to be 70 this summer. Stuff happens. That's just the way it is. You have to figure out how to deal with it, because what's the alternative? Is to just do the wah-wah? I mean, yeah, you do the best you can. So I think I hear footsteps, so I'm going to hang up and I'll come back in a few minutes. Here's my light box. It's very interesting, and it's not on at the moment, and I'm missing one of these strips. So these are magnets, okay? And then I guess you can lay your big piece of cloth on there and then put these magnets down. I've never had to do that. I've only ever used it for small things. And so it's a wooden box, obviously, with the light inside. But then on the other side, it has a grid. So it's really quite handy, although I don't really use it that often. Let me go back here and turn this on. Yeah, isn't that lovely? So I'm going to use that right now. And I'm going to trace out some pieces, hexies, and that's what I'll be doing for the next hour or so. So I'll talk to you again real soon. Good morning, everyone. All right, so today is Friday. I don't know. I think it's the 15th or something. I'm losing track of time. I am still at the little house in Pennsylvania. And yesterday I spent the day taking apart sample books and trying to figure out how to get the paper. You know, this is a fabric sample that Brian bought a whole carload full of sample books. Anyway, I'm trying to get this paper off, And I've watched YouTube videos. I've talked to a few people. So far, a lot of the samples, the paper comes right off. But then there's other samples that it doesn't. And what happens is it comes off, but then there's this like a glue residue left. And I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of that glue residue. So if you have any ideas, I don't think you're going to tell me anything that I haven't already tried, but I'm going to reach out there anyway and ask. I am still working on a few more things that I did not see on the internet, but my brain said, let's try it. I have soaked them in hot water. I have soaked them in boiling water. I have used an iron, a hot iron. I have a steamer that we use for the wool. I have used a steamer on them. I have actually gotten a lot of the paper off, and then I've taken a sharp knife to scrape some of the rest of the glue off. And in a lot of cases it does work, but in many cases it doesn't. So I'm feeling kind of defeated about it, and I'm wondering if you have any thoughts. So our intention was to sell some of this stuff in our shop, and you know, I'm not comfortable selling things in the shop if you can't take the paper off. I'm not comfortable with that. Now, what I'm thinking I could do is, I'm going to hold the sample up. I don't want to like have to touch them too many times, because then the price of the thing goes up if you follow that, right? So if I would sell the sample just like this, and you would know, you would have to cut this out, for sure you would get that piece, right? And maybe if it was one of the samples that this came off, you'd get the whole thing, but for sure, you know. What do you think of that? Tell me what your thoughts are. And I wanted to make crazy quilt packs. That's what I wanted to do, because I'm like so hot into the crazy quilting. So I made a few hexagon shapes the last couple of days, and I can't wait to start embroidering them, but I am going to wait till I get back to the beach. So I'm not in love with this one, because this piece, it feels too big to me. And this is the same way. But anyway, I am enjoying the process, and I'm using the sample books, the sample cloth from the sample books. And sometimes there is a little bit of paper yet behind there, and I'm wondering if it really matters. So I'm trying a little bit of everything. I'll get back to you on that. All right, what else am I doing? So today, okay, so today is a home day. I'm just sitting here having my cuppa with you, and I'm going to try to finish taking apart the rest of the trousers that I have. And I do have a few suit jackets that somebody gave me. I'm just gonna cut them apart. And by now you've seen my video on deconstructing the trousers, so I hope you'll give that a try. Probably next time I come home, which is going to be late July for sure, beginning of August, I might start making some sample packs up and put them in the shop of the trousers, because by then I feel like I'll have a decent amount to offer. So I think I'm just going to sit here and do that. I had my stitch club last night. That's always so much fun. Everybody doesn't always come every month, because we're from all over the world and the time is kind of weird and people work and stuff, but we really have a good time. I'm really glad that I did that. And what else? I don't think there's much else. Yeah, I'm dying to go back to the beach. I know, shame on me, but I really am. And so I'm going back on Tuesday. So, yeah. All right, let's say bye for now, and I'll come back again when there's something else. There is another church sale tomorrow that I'm going to go to. And I have, sidebar, I have been washing all that, those little pieces of cloth, scrap cloth that I got, the vintage stuff that I got last weekend. at the flea market. I am going to go to the flea market again. Oh, I do have something, but I'm not going to mention it. I'll wait until next week to mention it because Brian's supposed to pick it up on Monday. Okay, that was a teaser. All right, I'm hanging up. Don't you love these things? I want to make a couple more. Hey everyone, just checking in. Do you notice anything different? All right. Let's see. It's Saturday and I'm packing up to go back to the beach. I'm going on Tuesday, but the house kind of looks like a bomb went off in it because we've been busy and we've been going to the thrift store and flea markets and all that stuff. And we just actually came from the church sale. So the church that we went to last week that I really didn't find much, they had another sale this week. And, you know, I've never been. Brian has gone a couple times. So I said, you know, let's go. It said it was a clothing sale or something. So I figured there'd be more clothes there. So there were clothes there. But it was the same amount of clothes, or not the amount, it was the same clothes from last week when we went. So what they do, I thought this was really interesting. They have sales like every month all year long, and I think they start collecting all the stuff. So Brian was explaining to me what they do. So the whole church is full of the community's part of the church is full of rooms and all this stuff, and they have all these flea market type things set up in all these different rooms, and they do this as a moneymaker, obviously, for their church. And so what they do is they circulate this stuff. So it starts out, maybe in one of the rooms where, an item is $5, and then as it doesn't sell, it keeps moving around into these various rooms and getting marked down, which I thought was really interesting, an interesting way of doing that. And then eventually what happens at some point, it looks like maybe they do it once, maybe twice a year. They put all this stuff that just been hanging around for a long time in a room, and it's free. I had no idea that that's what we were getting into when we went over there today. So, because their clothes are oftentimes, well, the clothes that are just piled on the table. I should have taken a picture. I didn't even think of it. The clothes that are piled on the table are like 50 cents, $1, stuff like that. And then there's clothes around hanging up that are more, $2 to $5 and even more. Anyway, so when we went there, they were free. I was like, what? So I did root through them, even though I had rooted through them last week. I rooted through them again. And I picked up a few t-shirts, purple ones, because I wanted to make some more of these. But I wanted to make a purple one with several different color purples. So I was able to find a couple of purple t-shirts. And what else did we get? People were going crazy. They were filling up garbage bags and stuff. And God bless them. I hope they're reselling them and, and they need some money and everything, or recycling or whatever it is they're doing. And the church took donations. They take donations, which is really nice. So what did I get? I got myself an embroidery hoop. I found an embroidery hoop in one of the boxes. Brian got some books, for the shop. We take them apart and sell the covers and stuff. So he got a couple of books. And what else did we get? I did get a really cute sweater. It's in the wash. I'll show it to you. It's really cute for myself to wear. And a little poncho-like thing I thought was super cute. So it was nice. We had some coffee while we were out, and it was just a nice little outing. And now I'm going to get a massage. Yeah. So I found this place not too far from my home. It's a massage therapy school, and I used to go to those type of things, a massage therapy school. When I lived back in my other neighborhood, there was one. It's since closed. And I used to go there, and the students, they do the massage, and it's very discounted, because they're students. So I can afford now to get them a little more often, and I really need them because my body's kind of broken. So I'm going to get one in about an hour. I'm going to go and get one, and then yes, I'm going to go to the eyeglass store to get my glasses adjusted, because did you notice they're new? Yes, and I've taken to them very well, except for the fact that they're squeezing the side of my head. I did wind up going with the trifocals. I don't know if you can see that in the video. They did make me progressives and trifocals in this frame, and I did try the progressives, and I don't know, I just felt like I had to move my head around too much, or I had to move my item around too. I just couldn't, and I'm actually feeling a little overwhelmed at the moment for some other things. Sorry about the dog. I'll come back. All right, I think I might have to edit a little bit. The dogs were barking. Sorry about that. I had to turn that off. So what I was saying was, yeah, I had to come home to see for a doctor's appointment, and I won't get into it now. But I was starting to feel a little overwhelmed, so I couldn't deal with the progressives, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I have to go back to the beach. I have to make a decision. So I just put the trifocals on, and it's only been a day, and already I feel amazing. So that middle one I'm trying to get used to, but I'm not even thinking about it. And so I don't know, it's working. So I don't care if there's lines in my glasses. It doesn't matter to me. I know some people that really bothers. My daughter, she can't stand, she can actually see the lines. I can't see the lines. And some people just, it's a vanity thing, which is perfectly fine. They just don't want to see the lines. They don't want to show everybody. It's like a sign. I am old. So I don't, you know me, I don't really care, because I am old. All right, I'm going to hang up, and this is going to be mostly a yaya this week, because really hard to get into too many things. There's a big difference between being home and being at the beach. At the beach, you know, you're just by yourself. You can get your stuff out. You can do whatever you feel like doing, and it's awesome. I did start sewing my hexies together, my black hexies, and I'll show you that. I'll show you that at some point. They're over there on the table, and I just love the way they're looking. And I watched Jennifer's videos, and I saw how she put the whole thing together. And so I probably, when I get back to the beach, I'll put it together. My daughter's bringing me a zipper. I couldn't find a zipper, and I know I have them in the house for the little bag, and I'll keep a little something in it. I bought a couple of these small hoops, so I'm going to put some work in some bags like a lot of people do. They keep like a project in a bag, and then this way you just pick it up and run out the door with it. I'm going to do that when I get back. And what else am I going to do? I'm going to try to do a book review for you of some of my favorite books before I leave here, and I'll post that at some point. And I have to make my texture tag for Tuesday, and I have an idea. And yeah, you know, I surf around on the internet sometimes to get inspiration, and so I don't copy people, you know, verbatim, but is that the right word? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't copy people exactly. I try to take what I see and do my own thing. So I'm going to do that. And what else? And that's about it, I guess. Oh, you know what? I might as well share here. Hold on. Okay. I want to sell this. Okay. It's a leather. It's a navy bluish. It probably looks black in the video. It's a navy bluish, but it's a traveler's note. Oh, you can really see the color when you open it. It's a traveler's notebook. It's from Japan. This one, it says made in Thailand. And this one is a special edition. And it's never been used. It's got this little cute little thing. You put a pouch, and it's got a zipper thing in there. And it's got a cord that you wrap around. You know, after you put your thing in. I have one in a beautiful olive green. This is my daughter's, and these are the bands that go. You could put them around the book, or you can put them around these little books. And like, for example, let me show you, because there's one in here. So see, there's a band, and it's connecting these two books. Okay, so It just has a little mark right there. I don't know what, something got on there maybe. But otherwise, it's in perfect condition and it's brand new. So it's just got some, I would call it like very heavy drawing paper, like 22 pound, 32. 32 is heavier, I think. And then this one has the graph paper. So they are no longer, you know, you can't like buy them. What did I say? They were, what did I call it? You know, whatever I called it. And here's the little box that it came in. So, oh yeah, here, wait. Yeah, they no longer make them. This one. Okay, and here's a little cute little thing that goes with it. This was it was my daughter's, and Traveler's Notebook, the blue edition. That's what I was saying. They don't make them anymore. So she's even got all the paperwork in here. She bought it when I bought my green one, and she just never used it. So anyway, there's that. If you're interested, and here's another elastic, let me know. Oh, and here's a bag. Everything's in here. Here's a nice cloth bag that it goes in. Okay, if you're interested, let me know. She would like $100 for it. And yeah, and that's that. I told her that I would mention it on my channel. So there you go. All right, I'm going to put it back together. And if you're interested in it, they really are nice. I have an olive green one. I love it. And it's got this little thing on the corner. Yeah. It's got a little book, book string mark thing here to put in to mark where you are. All right, if you're interested, message me or email me or whatever, however you want to get in touch with me. And that's it. I think I'm going to say goodbye now for real this time. And I'll talk to you again tomorrow. I think we're going to go to the flea market, and then I'll edit this video for Monday and get ready and pack up and go to the beach. I'm going to see you again soon. I'm just going to be quiet for a second. I don't know if you can hear that. The wind. It is so windy out today. Holy smokes. We went to the flea market this morning, and I was just editing this video and realized I didn't finish it. So we went to the flea market. Everything was blowing all over the place. It was crazy. But I did pick up this beautiful basket, and I wanted to show you because I picked up a few at the thrift store last week. Isn't it beautiful? I don't think it's old, but it just looks it. It has a lot of character, and I love the handles on it. I just love it. So I got that, and I got a game to play with my grandkids when we go down to the beach. And Brian spied these really interesting things, and I'm just going to show them to you. They are stained glass kits, and they're very old. So there was this family that their mother had passed away. She was much older woman, but she had a hobby store and combined it with fishing stuff, which doesn't make any sense to me. Hobby fishing. Well, fishing is a hobby, but it was craft hobbies. Anyway, she had these stained glass kits, and they're old. They're vintage. There's no barcodes on them, right? And they are so cute. So it's an ornament. You see the little ring there? You can make an ornament out of them. And it's got everything in here except the soldering gun. And so, you know, a lot of us that are artsy, and the directions and stuff are in there. A lot of us that are artsy and want to try this kind of thing might be fun. But anyway, we are always looking for stuff to put in our... There's a little glare there. This is a sleigh, a Santa sleigh. So there's some Christmas. Well, this was Christmassy too. But then there's some birds, and I won't show you all of them. All kinds of wonderful little things. Teapots, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, we're going to put it in our recycled parts for art store. I don't know when he'll do that soon. But we found that at the flea market, so that was fun. And then what? Then I came home. And I cleaned up the house because I'm leaving on Tuesday. I always like to leave it nice and clean for Brian. And I did my texture tag on Tuesday video. Yeah, I've been playing around with my sewing machine. And I'm still messing around with those sample books. So if you have any ideas, let me know. But I did come up with a few things that I have never seen before on the internet of ways to get the paper off. And so I think I'm going to make my own video with some of those extra things that I figured out. But honestly, if you have a suggestion, I'm all ears. What else did I want to tell you? I think that's about it. I'm mostly packed to go back on Tuesday. Of course, with twice as much stuff as I came home with, unfortunately. But I started so many projects when I was here. And, well, you'll see when you watch the texture tag on Tuesday. I used a lot of the recycled stuff that I picked up this week. But I had a really great idea for all, like, if you watched my trouser deconstruction video, I was throwing a lot of stuff in the garbage, like that was pieces of cloth that I thought, I'm never going to use this. Well, don't you know, in the middle of the night, I had an idea of what to do with some of that stuff. So luckily it was still here. It wasn't, it's in a bag right in front of me. So I'm going to take it to the beach. I have a great idea for it. And that's, I think, about it. Yeah, I think I'm going to say bye-bye for now. And so I can send this video up while I'm here at the house with wonderful Wi-Fi. Although my Wi-Fi is really pretty stinking good at the beach. I'm really happy with it. And is there anything else? I treated myself to a couple of embroidery hoops. I'm going to make little project bags. I think I told you that already. So I think I'm ready to say goodbye and good night. And I will see you again in a couple days. So thanks so much for watching, and keep moving. Just play, no rules. And remember to always find something to be grateful for. I'm always grateful for you. I'm grateful for these visual diaries, because when I go back and edit them, I'm like, I did this, this, and this. Yeah. So it's really fun to see that I did have a very busy and productive week. All right. I will talk to you soon. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Today's Monday. And yeah, bye for now.